Today on The Flush, it's a Kansas do-it-yourself adventure. We embrace everything this late season hunt has to offer. Wind, mud, and map reading expertise.
No, we're just trying to find...
Oh yeah, pheasants and quail too.
The Flush, presented by Federal Premium Ammunition and Pheasants Forever.
Who doesn't like a good do-it-yourself hunt? Morning breaking as your coffee is brewing in your own Airbnb on the prairie. Hunting buddies Steve Warner, Andy Walquist, and Rob Burrell and I plan to explore the vast amount of walk-in hunting areas that Kansas has to offer. Kansas has over 1 million acres of private land, seasonally open to hunters. We have our dogs, guns, and a big old map to help us track down some late-season birds. We drive west of our base camp about 45 minutes for our first hunt of the trip.
A little bit north and east of Hoxie, Kansas. We got in here last night. It was 55 and beautiful. Today's 32, windy. So our first spot, it's a little draw. We've got corn on each side of it.
There's something in this Kansas wind that makes our bird dogs go wild.
Oh, they're real birdie here, yep. We got a runner. Hanker, come. Come. There it goes. It's a hen. Oh, it's a great spot. I mean, it's a nice draw, nice little pinch area for 4 hunters, and we got 3 birds out of there. I mean, they got out far, which I think they're gonna do when it's late season like this.
The Kansas sun finally makes an appearance, shedding a little light on a most unique problem.
We're vexed by mud on our east-west roads. So we start heading to a spot that we've marked on the map and find out we can't get there. Walk 2, it is 2:45 in the afternoon. You might be asking, why is it 2:45 and we're on walk 2? Well, we put 125 miles on looking for spots west of here, and we either found spots that didn't look like they might hold birds, or we couldn't get to things.
Let's make it happen. We'll release the hounds.
Would you like to go hunting? I thought so. I thought so.
It may have taken us some time to get our traction in the Kansas mud, but spot number 2 definitely has our attention.
Dogs are hot.
Oh, there's a rooster! Rooster! Oh, man.
That rooster started running, I think, out from that grass there. The dogs are kind of hot the whole way. That's fun, though. Oh, he cackled and everything, too. Did you hear him?
It's good to see, yeah. It's just good to see a rooster.
I don't think I ever caught up to him. He got up, I was behind.
All of a sudden, it was a big cackle, and then, woo, there it was, right in front of us. hung up nice in the wind, and we finally knocked one down. It was good.
Nice rooster. Nice Kansas rooster, right, Hank? Well, at least we got we've got 4 birds out of there. That's what we're out here for, is to just put a few miles on and get some birds up. You getting tired, huh?
Tired legs make for a happy hunter and hunting dog. We head back to our little cabin on the prairie, pop a cold one, and game plan for tomorrow. That hunt tonight in that area was fun. That was a good hunt. On this piece here, that's where we saw all the birds leave the corn and then go into the grass. So I think we should hunt that tomorrow. Awesome. Well, we got a plan in the morning. Don't be late. Please shower. Make coffee.
Oh, there goes one right there.
Coming up,
2.
more Kansas public land surprises.
Quail!
The Flush is brought to you by Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts. Walton's, everything but the meats. Aluma Trailers. Pike Gear. And by Nutrisource.
Our first day in Kansas ended with a flurry of pheasant activity. Back at the ranch, right here, we concocted a plan that we thought would make for a can't-miss day 2 hunt. On this piece here, that's where we saw all the birds leave the corn and then go into the grass. So I think we should hunt that tomorrow. Quietly, oh so quietly, we prepare for what we hope will be a pheasant bonanza.
You hear that? Did you hear cackle? Yeah.
I think those birds that are even up on the hill, they're gonna walk or try and move down towards the corn before flying. And I think we come in here, then we'll push it up, yeah, towards the tree. Oh, there, look at them all go. Get up there, Wally.
There goes one.
Well, we got birds leaking out in front of us, so we sent Wally up a good couple hundred yards to see if he can either get some shots blocking way ahead of us or keep them in the grass till we get there.
As the morning sun rises higher without interruption of gaudy feathers, an old saying is repeating in my head. Something about the best laid plans of mice and men.
I can't believe that they'd already gotten out of the grass.
I can't either.
Maybe they launched right before sunrise, back to the corn.
Don't worry, Steve. We have a full day planned out exploring prime Kansas walk-in areas. Spot number 2 is just down the road.
We're on our second spot of the morning. This is a little smaller spot for us to work, kind of surrounded by crop. We're just working the fingers in and out into the wind. The wind's picked up. It's actually better scenting for the dogs, I think.
Our dogs almost immediately start telling us they are liking what they smell.
Izzy's acting a little birdie here. Hank's winding something over there too. I think we're pushing something because they've been kind of hot the whole time. Oh, there goes one right there. 2. Quail! I think I got one. Hup, 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 hup. Hup, 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 hup. God, they got it. Good dog. Good dog. Here, come. All right. First quail.
That's a good shot. Those buggers are hard to hit.
I had both eyes shut.
Nice shot, Brad.
Well, that's fun. Thanks. First Kansas quail.
As we hop from walk-in area to walk-in area, one thing becomes abundantly clear.
Head!
There are birds in these areas.
There it goes!
We will need to burn a little leather.
Our rooster got up right back there.
And our shooting eyes must have been left at the cabin.
Whoa.
The dogs just chased and ran that bird from a quarter mile back down that way. Steve stayed with them. They finally started pushed the bird into the grass, and they got him up, and he missed him 3 shots.
Oh, it's a great flush, the whole thing, except the execution.
But the sun was in your eyes.
It was a perfect flush.
Oh, you worked hard for that one too.
Oh.
They worked hard for that one. Louis was on that. He went at a dead run.
Yeah.
Steve's little lab Louis might be short on experience, but he is definitely long in desire. Louis is a 1.5-year-old yellow lab that has both British and American lab lineage.
Still got his little puppy quirks, but he's a good kid. Out in the field, he will range a little bit, so we're working on that. You know, I can control him maybe 90% of the time, except when it's really important, like a bird.
All right, rough day.
Long day.
We got about 3 or 4 pheasants up,
Yep.
1 quail.
Success.
It was success. Our 3rd spot today, we hit right close to home, and we got 3 birds out of there.
Yep.
1 we saw on camera,
Well,
2 we didn't, and the one we saw on camera, what happened to that one, Steve?
It got away.
Coming up, we find a Kansas honey hole that anyone can hunt.
The Flush is brought to you by Benelli, Carlson's Choke Tubes, the Shooter's Choice, Elk Mound Seed, Ruffland Kennels, and by Kansas Department of Wildlife Parks and Tourism. This segment of The Flush is brought to you by North Dakota Tourism. Start your journey at NorthDakotaLegendary.com.
Our Kansas hunting adventure brings us near Norton, Kansas, where we connect with a couple of friends that know their way around Kansas public lands.
This is the crew. This is Andy Walquist.
We game plan and gear up quickly because we are all itching to start chasing Kansas birds in this massive public hunting area.
Part of Keysabilius Reservoir. It's all the public hunting around it.
And how many acres did you say there was?
I don't know. I guess 4,000 or 5,000.
Kind of worked straight south. I'm going to take a couple dogs and work over here more further to the east.
So we got a little local help. We're in a public area. They've hunted this area a lot. Not only good for pheasants, but quail too.
There's another hen. Another hen.
Kind of a little hen party over there, huh, Robbie? You can see why they like this cover.
I think they said something about quail.
When the dogs pointed, and then the first dog pointed and the other dog came in and honored the point, and you knew something real was about to happen. I was thinking in my head, okay, I'm going to try to pick out one now, so when it flushes, I'll be able to stay on it. That plan didn't work at all. And I shot and dropped it. Thought, oh, yeah, that was great. I did it. You know, here's what we're here for.
Nice shot. Was that you again, Wally?
I think that I was still in the sucking the ether of the first flush, so I was ready to go when that happened. You'll never forget moments like that. That's what wraps a trip up. You can do all the great things, but those little moments with your buddies is what makes a trip.
Did you see that cool? It was a cool point too. There's a, oh, both dogs are nose to like eyeballing them.
Dogs eyeballing quail? That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, there goes a bunch more.
That was pretty cool.
You might say that Gary Shaw likes to chase birds.
Just a little bit.
How many days you say you hunted this year?
I've probably hunted 70, 75, somewhere in there.
You might say he is kind of a public land junkie.
Oh, I love it. It's just, you don't want to hunt the same field over and over, so we just travel and kind of point on the map and, you know, where are we going to go today, and just go look for good cover and food and get after it. Every day is something new.
Pheasants or quail, Gary?
Quail every day. Why is that? I think better dog work.
It's hard to argue with Gary because his dogs Rex and Birdie are really showing off their stuff.
And they were great dogs. You know, they're covering mass amounts of ground, and the pointers are just sniffing and kind of strategic about it.
Grumbling stomachs make for a long walk back to our trucks. Anyone know of a shortcut?
Rob was wondering if Uber will pick up around here.
Coming up, no time for a post-lunch nap. Kansas roosters are calling.
Pheasants Forever's mission is to protect and restore wildlife habitat. Without habitat, we don't have wildlife, and we don't have places to hunt. Without you, Pheasants Forever has one less voice in their fight for conservation. Join Pheasants Forever today to help us create healthy habitat, cleaner water, and abundant wildlife. Sign up at this web address and you'll receive a 1-year subscription to Pheasants Forever Journal, plus this signature series Pheasants Forever duffel bag. Your $35 will make a difference today that will last forever.
Our late season Kansas bird hunting trip has given us a little bit of everything. One-of-a-kind sunrises, wide open spaces, sights and sounds that get etched into your memory, and truly wild game birds that make you earn every opportunity you get.
Rooster!
Yeah, we walk a lot of miles, so we don't need to hunt anything that doesn't look good. This is my second pair of boots this year.
Oh, really?
And my second pair of chaps. So
Those guys, they were machines, and you could just tell by the gait in their stride. They were hunters.
you don't wear gloves. No gloves. No hair. No beard.
They loved being out there, they loved their dogs and loved working, and yeah, those guys were machines.
We spend our last day on a huge piece of public property. We have seen literally dozens of quail, with a few finding their way into our game pouch. But not a single shot at a rooster.
We got a point right here.
Until
No!
Definitely not expecting that. I was expecting a bunch of bumblebees to come out of there.
How could it even be hidden in there?
I don't know. Super cool.
it was like someone turned on the switch.
Oh, there's a rooster. 2 of them. Here it is. Pick. Izzy pointed that one, came back around. We got kind of a crossing. We got 3 or 4 roosters out over here. She turned back in and pointed that, and then the rooster got out. Kind of gave me a nice look at it.
That gets my blood pumping because, you know, my buddy just shot a bird and made a great shot, and his dog was in on the retrieve, so it all came together at that point.
Just got to keep working, and then eventually you get into the birds, but you got to put the miles on. That's all right. I was built for this.
Yep, my body is a temple and has room for a family of 10. As we wind down our day and our trip, the birds just keep on popping. The quail,
There you go.
keep buzzing.
We knew there were quail down here, but there were more than I suspected, and really at every spot. They have this very unique thunder of their wings that is a very cool part and very different from any other bird.
Back at our home on the prairie, before we pack the rigs, we take time to reminisce about our day
Good day, yeah, you bet.
and our trip.
Right here is where we got the first pheasant. After lunch, 2 more quail and 2 pheasants. And one of them was just a beautiful double point.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
That was cool.
I think we would have
In
walked.
plain sight.
Yeah.
we weren't expecting.
Yes, we were not expecting. Today, just from an ambience standpoint, with the geese flying over us,
Oh, and those deer too.
and the deer we kicked up, it was just a vintage late season hunt, I thought.
Birds, buddies, bird dogs, and exploring public hunting areas in a new state. Indeed, a vintage late season hunt.
Thanks for coming, you too, Rob.
And cut.